Okay, it is 6 a.m. in the morning. Bit of a different time, but I'd figured I'd give you an update. And yes, well, this is not new. This is actually one of my old school Avatar singlets. I love this singlet, and I was trying to find yesterday more of this singlet because I love this sort of singlet. And they don't make it anymore. So sad, shock, horror. I also have one other thing. I was like, there's a set of jeans that I really like. And when I went to buy like 10 more, like I did with the other shirt, the store scammed me and they went bankrupt literally a week on the week that I went to order it. So it was the saddest thing. I feel like today I got to give you an update. I know I said I'm not speaking about the ex, but I do need to give you an update. So I have been sending an email a day, sharing my feelings, sharing, here's what I love, here's what I'm worried about, here's what I was worried about. Literally sharing my feelings, vulnerability, sometimes crying while writing it as well, saying like, you know, I saw you in a course and I wonder if you're thinking of me. I hope you're thinking of me. I think about you every day. And then I see you smile and I think, no, she's probably not thinking of me. Anyway, seems like she's sobering up and she started responding back. Even though I said not to, it took 3 days. And saying things, well, look, the person has been on narcotics for 4 to 5 months. Okay, so first 3-4 days of withdrawals and really the first month of getting your senses back, especially when like, there's like, when you do narcotics or drinking, like for example, some people like, you know, they say functioning alcoholics. So somebody, for example, drinks every weekend, but doesn't crumble their life and has kind of a high level of integrity of their life. They're still kind to people, etc. Not that there's not impacts, but her use was just, it was just like spray approach. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if somebody was dying. It didn't matter. It was like, no, I'm leaving you. No, I'm just doing this. No, I'm overdosing. No, I'm doing this. I'm like, basically you do a lot of wrongdoings. Not a lot of wrongdoings, but a lot of like disconnection. So recovery for that person is a lot longer because they have to face at some point their actions, every single little one, and you can't do that all in one. So instead she's projecting forward to me. And just lots, everything from like, if you ever want to be with me, you'll stop. If you, this is hurtful and not good. How could you tell me this when this? Where all I'm giving is like, hey, I love you and here's my feelings, here's how I feel. I love you and here's what I love about you and here's my feelings. Here's what I love about you and I hope that you aren't using caffeine as a crutch. I know that I love you, but you still need to talk to your family and have the conversation that will really set your spirit free. I love you, you can do it. You know, I believe in you, I'll help you if need be, but you can do it, you know, love, love, love. And I just get this like rejection. Today's email is like, goodbye, that's it, you are done, nail in the coffin, we're never speaking again, etc. I've shown a couple of people your emails, they're saying controlling, narcissistic, couple of things. I've actually gone through several books of narcissism. I went through 2 therapists to check, hey, have you got narcissism? And narcissism is getting thrown around a lot. And after becoming like a deep diver on narcissism, because I was like, yo, like people are saying stuff to me, I gotta check it out. Narcissism, there's 2 things. There's one person which thinks they are better than they are, right? Better than they are. And what they do is they hide everything that's not good. Instead of, hey, here's my spirit, I'm screwed up. Like, if you have a look at even the last 4 months, like, here is me raw, authentically. Narcissism, we all have as kids. Narcissism is, as a child, we believe the world revolves around us. right? As a child, we're like, the world revolves around us. And then people go, no, you're shit, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. And somewhere we stop believing in ourselves. We get a little bit like, I got to kind of fit in, got to fit into society, etc. Now, the difference between confidence, earned confidence, and narcissism is that one person goes, yeah, I'm not that smart, goes and becomes really smart, and then is quite proud of being smart. That is what's called extremely healthy narcissism. And narcissism, extremely healthy confidence, which by the person that doesn't have a core or confidence, sees that, and instead of facing that they haven't done the work to be proud of themselves, my ex is young. She hasn't done a lot to be proud of herself, and the last 2-3 years of what she's been doing, she's really not proud of what she's doing. Like, she hates it. She cries at night and stuff. Like, she just hates everything she does. And I go, babe, like, if you do what you must do what you're proud of for yourself, so then you can be like, I'm proud of that. And then you earn your stripes of confidence. Anyway, she projects narcissism, confidence. She screams this, screams that. And what people do is, to avoid the truth, and she got with me on based of truth hurts. It hurts me that after being that long with me, but she does disassociate, that you still don't get the concept of what truth hurts means. What we experience is a truth. For example, hey, you've been completely checked out of the relationship and did really nasty stuff for the last 4 months of the end of our relationship because of copious amounts of drug use. Truth. Ego. Hurt. Can't face. Nah. Your shit. Right? So that's what happens to people. It's not just her, it's humans. I do that. Everybody does that, right? So for example, if I'm, when I was like younger, I would look at really fit people and like people with like lots of muscles, and I'd be like, you just care about your appearance. You just think you're so awesome, and you just go to the gym and you just care about your appearance. I did it. We all do it. We all resist experiencing that hurt, which is like why I'm telling you guys, pain is like, sit in the pain. Sit in the pain and receive. Like, imagine if that person says, my father once told me, and it only clicked for me like 2 months ago. Father once told me, he goes, stop talking about it and do it. And I was like, no, you don't know. You just don't know how to talk. You don't know how to talk. I'm a good speaker. You don't know, like. And 2 months ago, it landed for me. 2 months! I'm 34. 34. Okay, it landed for me. Here's what landed for me. What landed for me was, when I say landed, by the way, it landed like I actually accepted what was said. And I suddenly saw it on my picture of my life. I was like, what I do is I think of an idea, I think of something great, then I go talk about it. And when I talk about it, people get excited, but then I'm like, oh, well, I've already talked about it. And now like, well, I'm less inclined to do the thing. So I've kind of given myself a reward. I've talked about an idea and given myself the reward of that idea before actually doing it. So I've redesigned and said, well, I'm not going to talk about stuff until it's done. It might be hypocritical because on YouTube I'm trying to give you everything. But the difference with this is I'm not looking at I'm not looking at comments, I'm not looking for validation. I'm removed from the sharing of what I'm up to. Because my purpose here is to share the real behind the scenes, like, here's what I'm going through. I'm just sharing my heart of what's really going on for me internally. And I'm still keeping things, hidden. Like I've said I've started writing the book because I've already done the action. I've put the mic here, the action. Yes, I've told you we're going towards a stadium. Yes, we're told you we're working on a rig. But I've only done that once I've already started, if that makes sense. So, and because I'm removed from the validation, it's not instant. It's not like, hey, I'm going to do this awesome idea. And we all do that. We all like, this is a sick business idea. And everyone's like, yeah, that's a sick business idea. And then we don't do nothing about it. Point is, it took me 34 years to accept that truth. It still happens to me. It still happens to her. It still happens to everybody. And at the moment, because she's recovering, hopefully recovering, basically I'm getting the projection because I'm the only one speaking like real honest feelings. Like I know her, like I know the depth of her soul. I know where her biggest areas of return on investment are, of where she needs to spend the time. For most people, by the way, your highest return on investment to even sort of begin to look at designing a life of your own creation that you love is you've got to look at where your power was robbed somewhere. If you were here yesterday, like George spitting on me walking away, that was an area of my power being robbed. Right now, I'm now much older, and because I understand humans, I don't need to necessarily have a chat to him and say, hey, dude, you did really wrong by me and I want you to apologize for me. But at the same time, I may need to do that. I'm not sure. That for most people, you have to look at where did you lose that power? Where did you lose that childhood narcissism? As a child, we were like, I want to be free. I want to change the world. I want to be a fireman. I want to be in the circus. I want to sing. That's what mine was. 34 years, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there was still areas of growth for me to do, and my ex-partner saw the exact areas, and she told me and I heard it. A couple of things. She said, I am really concerned of how my parents will look at my actions. Now, she was completely disassociated from her family in a not healthy way. And I was in a not healthy way, still like living like, I wrote a book, but you still haven't read it. I have all this stuff, like, is that good? Are you proud of me? Are you not gonna disown me? And I kind of had to look at what happened there. And specifically what happened there was long ago when I did have a period of a drug problem, a perfect set of circumstances where I was sort of manipulated by other people and they tried to be friends with me, but actually they were friends for the drugs, and I had a problem there. My parents were very vanilla and didn't even, grew up in Soviet, so drugs were bad. And my mum did something to really make a difference to me, and she basically said, you're not a part of the family anymore, and disowned me. And basically it was just a really dark period, right? So dark period happens. And in that period, my brain learned that if I do the wrong thing, I may lose my family. And then what I did is I said, hey family, will you take me back? And I, was in a job, then became a manager quickly, like everything recovered really quickly. But my brain was like, if I do things that they don't agree with, they'll disown me. So I was always in this position like, Andrew, come on, you got to do what you want to do. Even if they don't like it, that'll be all right. And my partner, beautiful fucking human. I love her so much, right? Love her so much. No matter what she says, I love her spirit. That's not changing. Love. We know where we're at. Love, unconditional, always. She said that, you can do stuff and they'll get over it. It'll be okay. And that was true for her family. Like, you can do stuff and get over it, but not really. Like, maybe on an unhealthy way. But I saw this like perfect medium ground, and I realized that my power had been robbed. So literally 2 months ago, when the videos were filmed around my family and I was going through a lot of stuff, I had the conversation saying, hey, I'm afraid. And I burst into tears. I was like, I still do things for you, and I feel like I said that I feel like if I do anything that one day you'll judge me and you'll be like, you're not a part of the family anymore and I'll lose you. And they saw my emotions, and it was very, very huge. It was like a heated argument, heated all of this, because that's what it takes. It's messy. These conversations where you were robbed of power or you're not feeling it, it's vulnerable, it's messy, your heart will be shaking, racing. But then we had the conversation and they left me with, no matter what you do, we'll judge you, we might not agree with what you do, but you're our son and we'll love you unconditionally forever. Don't ever do that. Please just do whatever you want. We want to see you happy over and above anything else. And that was like, boom, power restored. I'm saying this to give you an update on what's going on with the ex. So that's there, cool, it's happening. But this new form of unconditional love is, you can't beat love. I'm just gonna continue loving you, continue loving you, continue loving you. Be like, it's sad that you're still not speaking to your family. It's sad that you're still using drugs. It's sad that you're using heaps of caffeine as a crutch and not able to just be in stillness. You can do it. You can have the courage. You've got this. Remember who you are. You're this person. You're that person. And you're like, no, you're controlling. You're a narcissist. I love you. You're a narcissist controlling my life. I'm controlling the amount of love you're getting, which is seemingly not much. Anyway, how people avoid truth is, and this is key. I learned this yonks ago, probably when I was 16, 15, right? It was around hypnosis, NLP. Here's what we do. We experience pain or experience pleasure, and we experience an idea. We experience a belief system. Let's say belief system is, I think chairs are really bad for your back, right? Chairs are horrible for your back. Horrible chairs. Let's say I had back pain, right? You know, I had back pain and I was like, that's it. It's chairs. They're so shit. So, obviously my belief system is just designed in my head because I'm trying to avoid pain and I'm trying to be like, you know what? It's not the fact that I don't stretch much. It's the fact that chairs are screwing me up. So then what I'll go on Google and I'll find articles or cherry pick things that will confirm my bias. So I will go and look for data that confirms what I believe. See, there's other people that believe it. 2, I will then take that data and ideally in the olden days before the internet, but now as well if you have a community of people, I will go and talk about it with other humans. But I will cherry pick the humans. For example, with my ex, I'm sure she's not showing the emails to her therapist because she knows that there's a risk that he's not going to confirm her bias. So we cherry pick what we produce as evidence to people to have them agree with our belief system. And once we cherry pick other people that agree with our belief system, you know, they're like, oh, that's so shit. He was such a bad guy. He was such a bad guy. You're better off without him. And sometimes we need that, by the way. Sometimes it's so painful that you're like, we never need that. We never need somebody to lie to us. Actually, we don't need it. Some people choose to have that, but then you also choose the subpar existence that you have. You're lying to yourself and you're trying to get other people to lie for you as well and join in this little pity party. So we go and confirm this bias. And then what our brain does is it forgets that we even created the belief. It's like, no, Google said it, other people have said it, this is real. And that is how belief systems are built. Belief systems are built on we've just received enough data about something that we now believe that thing. It's that easy. Everything you believe, you've read, heard about, and now you believe it. So our mind is so tricky and so self-protecting that we will go out and we will go protect our mind by getting other people to bias truth to us, basically. So We'll even talk about ex-partners in a specific way. I'm sure I'm doing it, even in these videos, I'm sure that I'm not separate from it. I am sharing potentially more bad stuff than good stuff. Specifically because the good stuff was, a lot of it was really, firstly, private, but also it gives benefit, no benefit. See, my mind is just doing, like, it's rationalizing why I'm not doing that. I'm not sure. What I'm trying to say is I am not separate from that machinery. That machinery that our brain keeps doing is always happening. So, what does that mean? It all comes back to pain. When you experience a pain, you must sit with it. Like, sit with it. I don't know what else to do. Don't have caffeine. Don't go tan. Don't go call a friend. Don't. Sit with it. Yes, don't call a friend. Are you going to die? No, you're not going to die. Sit in it. The pain is a signal. If it's pain, if it's shame, if it's embarrassment, it is a signal for your brain. And if you try and squash it with food, relationships, sex, drugs, anything, conversations, anything. Sometimes I can even start singing to avoid pain. Whatever it is, you will not earn the lesson that the pain is trying to teach you. The pain's trying to teach you a lesson. Sit in it. After you've sat in it, after it's gone through, talk about it with people, share about it with people, awesome. And if you are inclined to ask other people, because sometimes you can't deal with the pain yourself, right? You can't figure it out. Go talk to people that make you uncomfortable with how truthful they are, or that you aspire to be like. So, for example, I began this singing journey behind the scenes about 2 years ago, started sharing a little bit, right? And a few people are like, oh, you should sing in this key, you should this, focus on your breathing here, focus on that. And I kind of got a bit jumbled up, and then I was like, hang on, Andrew, hang on. You do not sing. You sang once in school. Cool. I know you're just trying to give me value. I can't listen to that. 2, there. But if Lenny Kravitz was like, hey, you should sing like this, I'm all ears, because what I'm seeing is like you have a result that I aspire to be at that level or above. I must listen to you. So if I'm trying to get relationship advice from, firstly, a relationship that I don't understand, firstly, if I need the advice, I'm probably going to go to a relationship expert. Maybe not even my therapist unless they are a relationship expert. And my therapist better have an amazing relationship. We got a couples counseling therapist like 12, 16 months ago. She doesn't have a relationship. I was like, okay, you know all the data, right? You know everything. You know all the data. You're expert. But why don't you have a relationship? What's going on there? And not saying that relationships are the be and end all, but sorry, man, you don't have the result. So become super wary of who you share or let information in from. If you don't got the result that you're speaking from, basically everything you're saying is nonsense. It's true. Same as me. If I don't have the result of something, it's nonsense. What I'm showing you here is the journey towards the result. But really, I don't know where you're at now, but you might still think, is he nuts? Is he not nuts? Well, you know, I travel and I have businesses and that's cool, so I have the result, so you got the lesson there. You know, we have a physique, so you know there's there, but you're not going to listen to me about singing advice yet, are you? No. You can look at it for entertainment, enjoy, and be interested in the process. But if then you see me now, I'm performing on stadiums, then it validates everything that I said before. It's wild because as I'm explaining this, it's like this is exactly how I run information that goes into my brain. And people need to get really better at what information goes in, because our brains are just fucking jumbled as fuck. Look at all the data you have from everywhere. You just got more data from here, from there, from there, from there, and you're like, your head's all fucked up. Social media, scroll, 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 scroll. Whoa, dude. Whoa. For example, I think because we follow same people or something like that with my ex, I started getting a lot of narcissistic reels. And I looked at it as education. I was like, holy shit, if you don't understand how to process information, it's literally people recovering from relationships. It's women, men being like, she's a bitch, and you just gotta block her and just be better than her, and like that's the way to do it, and like just noise. After 20 minutes or something, I was like, any person that falls down this trap is able to sort of feel better, but you've just watched other people's pain or perspective, and none of them look like they're doing good, if that makes sense. None of them look like they're still angry and stuff. They're still like, so you just gotta be really careful how you take in data. This is, I didn't know that this was gonna happen, but this is like wild. This underpins almost my entire life. I know I keep saying this, but this is the mental model that can really change everything for you. The question to ask yourself is, what data do I accept as fact? And then when I experience pain, do I go and seek data to solve the pain that is not credible? And by credible, it isn't credible on degrees or stuff. It's like the only credibility that you can possibly have in life is you have the result. Now, that doesn't mean that's the only way to get to that result, but at the very core of it, you know that everything this person believes got them to their result. So if you believe what this person believes and know what this person believes, you will get to this result. Relationship therapy, the biggest one, is called the Gottman method. Accidentally stumbled upon it like a couple of days ago again. They were talking about it in a podcast that I was listening to, in a book that I was listening to. And the Gottman method, they are together still, and they are a beautiful partnership. Beautiful partnership. Still at 70 or 80, are beautiful in the things that they do. They believed in something, designed something, kept it, have the result, still have the result, still have the result, still have the result. Now, I don't know if I want that style of relationship. I don't know that. But I know that if I wanted that result, then all I have to do is take in that data. But I don't take in data from people that don't have anything. And I don't know where my ex is taking the data from. Is it from new friends? Is it from single people? Is it from young people? Is it from her family, which are all single, divorced? Is it from non-divorced people? Is it from people like, I always have this joke. I have a childhood friend, which she's a beautiful human. She's actually one of the top psychologists. She's now sort of managing teams, and she's the head of in Victoria. Huge. Victoria, Australia. Huge. So I always get her data because in an interesting way, like as much as I have read everything and done all this, like I don't have PhDs in psychs, and I haven't dealt with what she's dealt with. You know, she's dedicated the last decade of her life of working in that field. I haven't dedicated myself of working in the crux of that. So I always get a check on my psych stuff. Like I always just get a check, and I was like, hey, I'm doing stuff here. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I just want to illustrate that I do that in my real life. I go, right, I'm really confident about this. Right, okay, let me just go check in with like people that are way smarter than me in other areas of this and just make sure that, I know I've got a bit of a different method about this, but let me just dot my I's, cross my T's, etc. So, anyway, that's where we're at. And by the way, that's exactly what I did with my book as well, The Psychology of Weight Loss. I took it to her, she did a full read through. I took it to many people that are way smarter than me, way better at me. Like, I was like, I need to go to the best writers. I need to go to the best psychs. I need to go to the best things around weight loss. I need to go to doctors. I had doctors read it, and now doctors recommend it to overweight patients as well as like one of the real ways of making a lifelong change. And then it became a bestseller because simply, cool, I created a book, fantastic. But then I went and sourced data which was smarter than I. And most people are so afraid of being being wrong and being like not good. They're holding on to like, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome. And then life is gonna teach you you're not awesome. So I go, I'm awesome, I think. Who's everybody else that's more awesome than me that's gonna make me feel not awesome? I'll look up to them and I'll ask them. And then guess what? Everyone's willing to help. So then I can become a little smarter and become a little more awesome like them. I'm still not going to beat them in their own fields, but be comfortable, be super comfortable being the small fish always in a big pond. Be the person that's always shit. Shit, I don't know anything. He knows everything. I'm going to go there. And that's vulnerable. That's scary. But as you can see, it doesn't rob me of power. It doesn't rob me of ferocity. It doesn't rob me of results. Yes, I had heaps of people help me for the vision of creating a book that would change people's lives in the area of health and food and nutrition. Yes. And I'm not like, oh, it was all me. It doesn't matter. The vision is what mattered. It didn't matter that I was like, look at how awesome I am. I'm so awesome. Does everyone want to fuck me? Oh, I'm so awesome. I'm saying that in a way because that's life. That's what everybody does. That's what majority of people do. 99.99999% of people do. So, the truth does hurt, and that's okay. Sit with the pain. Observe where your data sets comes in. That's the update with the ex. We're still sending emails of love every day because I love her dearly, and we will let her know that she's loved dearly and that we believe in her, like I believe in you. So, I love you. Have a beautiful day. I'm off to the gym. Bye.